Ladies and gentlemen, it is a good day to be joining us once again here on the Leadership Lens. And today we are taking you back again to Apakabete, to the Faculty of Veterinary Medicine. With me is the governor, and I'll allow him to introduce himself.
My name is Edward Musya, the current governor for UNSA 2022-2023, the Faculty of Veterinary Medicine.
All right.
And a fifth-year student pursuing Bachelor of Veterinary Medicine.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. How long is your course? How much time should it take?
It's 5 years.
Okay.
5 academic years.
So this is the end of the road?
This is my final year.
In every sense of the word?
I know in my academic, my bachelor's degree. Yeah.
But in politics?
There is always a room for doing, for improving.
You have been the first governor for this faculty since it was created.
Yes.
Do you think that was a good move, splitting them?
It was. It was really a good move because the faculty that we had been joined with, the Faculty of Agriculture, our needs are quite different. In the Faculty of Veterinary Medicine, we have a medical course, which is Bachelor of Veterinary Medicine, which the needs with the agriculture students, as much as when we are in the same category of food production, we are quite different. So it needed us to have a different kind of leadership that understands what it takes in our faculty. So it's been a good move and we appreciate it.
While you were joining or while you were vying for this position, what were some of the needs you were seeking to address?
Most of the needs is what the administration needed to do to the veterinary students. First, including a vaccination for rabies for our students. So we needed, initially it has been done to only 5th years. But once you get into the veterinary school, you are bound to interact with animals, either in your attachment or back at home. So only having the vaccination for rabies at 5th year was risking the student. So we were able to negotiate for the students to start their vaccination at 4th year before they go for their attachment at the veterinary clinics where they interact with small animals that expose them to this rabies. The second move in terms of academic, we needed to have academic trips to foster, to integrate the students to out there in the companies and the corporate world. Because when you go to an institution and see what is being done, you can be able to relate what you are learning, and it gives you a focus on what are you working on to get to there. Yeah.
How much of that have you managed to achieve so far?
I'm not perfect, but I believe I've done at least 70%. Being the first in this faculty, or being the first UNSA, specifically for this faculty, was quite a challenge, as much as it was a blessing. Because number one, our goal was to bring the corporate world to interact with the students. But for you to bring the corporate world to the student, number one, we needed to be seen out there. You need people to know that there is a faculty in the University of Nairobi that teaches veterinary medicine. So we embarked on a journey of our social media presence. So when I got in at 26th March of 2022, we opened a Twitter account, a LinkedIn account in this online world, a Facebook account, and Instagram account.
As UNSA?
Yes, as UNSA.
For the faculty?
For the faculty, which is an entity for the UNSA and not as me individually. So in all those social media platforms, we became active. Even when you look at now our Twitter, we have one of the greatest following for an association that began only April last year. In terms of talents, for the first time, we are a dynamic faculty that students used never to turn up for curricular activities. So we put effort to mobilize students to come out for talent search, for any event that keeps them out of books in this era of mental health issues. So those are some of the things we've done.
What would you term as your best experience so far as governor?
My best experience, beside those, I think my best experience is when I get satisfaction of helping someone. I remember a student, despite the students you help to get meals, to skip the day in the famous Quinam, there is a student who inboxed me. He had been having an issue about results that he's gone round trying to seek for help, but then he'd gotten. And he was thinking of other things that he didn't mention. But in this era, when someone tells you, I was thinking otherwise, it's something you need to take seriously. So I called the boy, and handle that issue, and he was able to proceed with his studies.
Now, just to shift gears a bit,
Yes.
what have been some of the challenges or down moments of this journey for you?
The obvious down moment is when a student comes to you, he has an issue, but you don't have the capacity to help, or you try to help and it doesn't lead to helping. That's one of the worst moments in your days that you are never satisfied. So that's one of them. The second challenge is being a leader, and at the same time being caring is quite difficult, because every time someone brings you his issue, it becomes your issue. So if you have 365 students, each bringing you a problem every day you have an issue to keep you awake. Exactly. Or even for every single day.
Yes.
The other issue is, it's majorly helping students when you don't have the capacity. Someone might need something to eat, he relies on you, and to be honest, even you're not good financially at that moment. So those are some of the down moments, times that we have asked for issues to be sorted, and the outcome has been negative. It's been always down at those aspects. The other time is when students can't understand that you have tried.
Yeah.
They will blame you despite you having put some efforts.
Okay.
Yes.
And allow me to pick up on that particular point you put. Sometimes we as the students think the governor can solve everything. What are some of the expectations students have put on you, or the particular issues that you have been brought to which were beyond your scope and you were not able to handle?
Students always think the governor is wealthy. So whenever they meet you and they have not eaten, they expect you to cater for their lunch. The other time is when they think you can actually call the dean and revert a decision that has been made, maybe by the Senate. So they give you all kinds of pressure. You call the dean and dean tells you, Musya, that we can't be able to do. For example, when the Senate introduced 1,000 for the supplementary exam, it was quite hectic for me, because we are at home, some students don't have that money, and they are calling you. You have talked to the dean, and some policies the dean cannot revert back.
Are there things which you promised to give or to deliver on while campaigning, that when you got into office you discovered this one, it's not possible?
Quite difficult. Yes, we did. We did promise guys about exposing them out there through creating, for example, our faculty, the vet medicine, maybe vaccination. You go for a mass vaccination or a field day where the students interact directly with farmers and animals trying to solve those issues. So when I got in, it was more than I thought. I needed to work with the professional body. So at the time that we have been working, that was not possible, but I wished I could have done it. Yeah, that's one of them. The other one was we wanted students to be allowed to do exams without having paid school fees. And you go to the admin and it becomes a policy issue. They say they can consider a few, but when you bring a group, they can't work on it. On those issues, I haven't been able to deliver. Yes.
All right.
I won't play blame games. I just didn't deliver on them, despite the behind the scenes.
What would be your word to the person who's aspiring to be governor after you? How would you advise them?
Once you become the governor of the faculty, you become a unifying factor of the faculty. So you need to put politics aside, because as at now you have vied against other people. There are people who didn't support you. You don't need to punish those people. You need to serve all of them without favor, because you find you have an opportunity to offer bursaries to students. But if you're biased to the students who supported you, you will miss the needy students. So you will have ended up paying your loyalists and not helping the students who really need that bursary.
Might there be any projects that you started or any ventures that you began during your term that you'd want to see move on even after you?
We were to bring something that we would call the vet culture. In vet schools out there, we have what we call blue coat and white coat ceremony, whereby a first year, when you get to first year of vet school, a senior student, let's say a fifth year, becomes your mentor. So as a symbol to show that this is your mentor, there is a clocking ceremony where the person gives you a blue coat or a white coat as a symbol. Then when you get that year where your clinical years begin, a renowned vet or a vet surgeon who you know out there becomes your mentor to mentor you through the process. Gives you a white coat as a symbol of mentorship. And that person will abide with you or by you for the rest of your vet school and once you leave there. So to create a platform where we bring mentors and mentees together, have a ceremony which is a symbol, and we began working on it. We wrote proposals, we wrote a budget, but coming to January, we had a lot of work. We were not able to succeed. So that's a thing that we have left pending that needs just to push the corporate world for the corporates for them to fund. So I just pray and hope the person who comes after me sees that vision and propels it from where we have left it.
Probably as you come to an end, a parting shot for your constituents?
For my constituents, I think the first thing is I want to greatly thank you for giving me an opportunity to serve with you guys. It's been an honor, it's been a learning experience. I've learned a lot. I've been satisfied helping some of you. And those that have not been able to touch their lives, I hope that the one who comes after me helps you to progress in this life academically and socially. That's my prayer. And I hope that your life becomes great.
As we now come to the last bit of this,
yes,
probably there are students who have seen you always in your clean-cut suits and think this guy must be very serious. I want you to drop us a fun fact about yourself.
A fun fact about myself. I love comedy. So when I have my small group of people, I make jokes. But sometimes they term them as dry jokes. So I won't try that here. Yeah.
Now here,
yeah,
this is the one place we don't judge.
A disclaimer, this does not describe my thoughts. No, when I was in high school, we were told the higher you go, the cooler it becomes. But I think there is something that the scientists don't want to tell us. And I have a thought that research can tell us, or a research that I want to pursue. Have I lost the joke part? So, what I think is that above here, where planes go, just beyond where the planes go, we have a mirror.
Oh,
a mirror,
really?
yeah, a mirror that maybe reflects. Maybe the sun is not up there, it's down there. So what we see is a reflection. That's why the far you go, the cooler it becomes, because you're going farther away from the sun.
From the sun.
I don't know if it's funny, but that's my thought.
All right, thank you very much for joining us. That is all we had for you today at the Leadership Lens. Please interact with us. Leave us your comments and sentiments on our social media platforms at UNCTV, including those of the Faculty of Vet Med. I'm sure they'll be quick and prompt to respond. Until next time, and until the next leader, stay right here. I have been your host, Emma Joel.